I thought what I gathered from that was, if your thing is it's not for really personal gain, it's to actually expose people to social happenings, or something like, you're exposing people to the Samoan language, or to bilingual. So I think it depends on where you're coming from. So if you're coming from with the intent of just making money, it's not, it's the principle. Well, that's the way I think. The like how you said that, when you were doing the workshops and that, you thought it was for free. Because that's as the islanders, it's about serving. And you feel like you're giving back to the people. It reminds you of an example of we had Tracy Atsinga come on, and she is the CEO of, what was it, Kalanoa, the rugby. Yeah. So she came on, and she was doing the same kind of thing where she was offering services. It wasn't until a prominent MP said to her, "Okay, how much should you get paid?" And she was like, "Well, I usually just do it for free." And he's like, "Come on, man, there's a big bad world out there. I know you people, you do it from your heart, but you should be charging." And as soon as she got that in her mind, she went, "Okay, then let's play the game." Is that the kind of thing that happens to you? You went like this, you know what? I can actually make a living, but still get my message out there. Did you have a turning point like that?
Yeah, bro. That's like dead set what it was, eh? Because we were all raised that way. Church, so we never associated service with any monetary gain. Not even a koha. When people try, like you do some sort of volunteer work and they try to slide you on. Don't worry about it.
That's it.
That's our mentality. Yeah. So by nature, in terms of service, it's never associated with, like, what's the transaction here? I'll do this for 2 hours and you pay me this. It's never like that. But see, those turning points came as well. And it was uncomfortable because I thought, there was heaps of self-reflection that I had to do, only because initially I felt like, I'm selling out, selling myself out, because now I'm charging, for these workshops. But I think what we need to understand is the levels that I've moved through. I'm not talking like I'm over here or anything, but the transitions that have happened, or the evolution, is I was charging schools, community groups and church groups. Not really. If you got something, great. If not, great. I'm still coming. Whatever workshop I'm doing over here for X amount, and you don't have it, don't worry, I'll do it for free. So there was charging the actual client. Let's call them a client. And so those were hard to come by because they're like one-offs, right? But I think we want to sit, and I think there might be other levels above this, but where it is at the moment, the Ministry of Education late last year had said, look, we'll pay you for 6 months. You do X amount of workshops, and we had to sort of barter to see how many workshops equals this amount. And then it was yes. And then we both agreed that this is how much it's going to cost to do X amount of workshops. And so I went back to my community and said, I'll do these workshops for free. So they don't have to fork out anymore. These schools don't have to fork out, because the big dogs over here with the massive wallet, they're gonna pay me for it. So I just added up how much it costs, and you try to push it a little bit, because even though they're islanders who I'm dealing with at the ministry, I had to remind myself it's not their money. It's coming from this massive wallet over here, this unknown, so I had to remove a little bit of emotion out of it, because always my spirit's always like, Tony, don't charge that much. Like, it's uncomfortable, but I had to remind myself, if you want to make it like in terms of social enterprise, and you want to monetize this and turn it into a sustainable business that you can live off, plus not losing anything in your message, bro. This is the pocket, man. Sit right there and you charge how much you think it's worth. And see, even those have been hurdles, because the early workshops were like $40, $50. And there's these like hurdles that you're like, how you justify it, and then after that, you're starting to charge that same one for, I don't know, like 1,000 times more, like in terms of I'm not saying $1,000, but like jumps up significantly, and honestly, a lot of corporates, they don't bat an eyelid like that. So when you start to understand the brackets of charging that our Palangi associates are doing for a service, we're way behind in terms of accepting that we're worthy of that. So I've had to climb and tell myself, nah, you charge that top dollar. You know why? Because no one else is doing what you're doing. If I was doing
the message
exactly, if I was doing some sort of management 101. There's heaps of other people doing that, or, people skills, 102 or something. Like, there's so many companies that do, but in terms of like digital well-being, or talking about the impact of social media or screen time, outside of NetSafe, I'm not sure if there's other, an independent individual outside of the government that's running this. And so that's why I had to make sure that, I am charging a expertise fee, because I guess that the question that I post now and then is, if not me, who you gonna get? Go look, go look around, and then you just come back. Oh yeah, so yeah. So yeah, man, it's all learning on the go. Really, I don't have any intent, but you just we just every day, man, just keep at it, eh?